Ever feel like building a brand is this huge, confusing thing? It doesn't have to be. What if I told you there's a clear, actionable blueprint? That's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer, a 5-step checklist to take you from total confusion to a brand you're genuinely proud of. Let's get into it. All right, first things first. Let me ask you a question. When I say the word brand, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, it's a logo, right? Or maybe a certain color. And look, that's not wrong, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. The real answer? Oh, it's so much bigger. See, a brand isn't just about what you look like. It's your entire foundation. I'm talking about the core of who you are, what you believe in, and the promise you make to every single customer. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the why behind the whole shebang. So how do we build that foundation? Simple. We're going to follow this 5-step roadmap. First, we'll start with your why. Then we'll figure out who your ideal customer is. After that, we find your authentic voice, craft your visual look, and finally, plan your big launch. It's a journey from just an idea to a full-blown identity. Okay, step 1, start with your why. And I can't stress this enough. Before you even think about picking a logo, a color, or a font, you have to get crystal clear on who you are. This right here, this is the bedrock. Every single thing you do later will be built on this foundation. So the first part of that bedrock is your mission statement. And don't worry, this isn't some stuffy corporate jargon. It's simple, really. It's your purpose, boiled down into just a couple of sentences. What do you offer? Who do you serve? And why does it matter right now? Nail this down and you've got your North Star to guide you. Okay, so if the mission is your right now, the vision statement is your what's next. It's all about the future. Where do you see this business in, say, 3 to 5 years? What's that big, exciting, maybe even a little scary impact you want to make? That's your vision. And rounding out our foundation are your core values. Think of these as your brand's non-negotiables. They're the 3 to 5 rules of the road that define how you operate, how you treat people, how you make decisions, everything. They're basically your brand's conscience. All right, foundation set. You know your why. Now it's time to figure out your who. Here's a little secret. A great brand doesn't try to be for everyone. It's not about shouting at a crowd. It's about whispering to one specific person. And once you know exactly who that person is, trust me, everything else gets so much easier. And this is how we do it. I want you to stop thinking about a generic target market. Instead, I want you to picture one person. Give them a name. Like Sarah. What's her job? What's keeping her up at night? For example, maybe she's a 34-year-old marketing manager who feels totally overwhelmed trying to build her side business. Now we're talking. We're talking to a real person. To really flesh out this person, you'll look at a couple of things. First, you've got demographics. That's the easy stuff. The what? Their age, where they live, income, that kind of thing. But the real magic is in the psychographics. That's the why. What do they value? What are their hobbies? And most importantly, what are their pain points? What frustrates them? And what's the transformation they're secretly hoping for? Okay, are you with me? We know who we are, and we know who they are. That connection is the key to unlocking step 3, finding your authentic voice. This is all about your brand's personality. How do you want to sound in your emails, your social posts, your website, and everything? And the easiest way to start is to just pick 3 to 5 descriptive words. How do you want to make people feel? Do you want to be approachable, bold, sophisticated, playful, trustworthy? Just pick a few. These words will literally become the filter for every single thing you write. And here's why that's so important. Your brand story isn't just what you say you are. It's what people believe you are, based on all the little signals you send out. Every word, every post, it all adds up. So you got to make sure you're sending the right signals consistently. All right, we've done the deep work. And now we get to the part everyone loves, the visuals. See how we didn't start here? That's the secret sauce. Because crafting your look isn't just about making something pretty. It's about visually communicating everything we've already defined, your foundation, your personality, in a single powerful glance. And this creative part doesn't have to feel chaotic. Let's break it down into 3 simple steps. First, you're going to create a mood board. Just collect images, textures, and colors that feel right. Then you'll choose your typography, your fonts, and finally, you'll define your color palette. Now for the color palette. Here's a pro tip. Don't just pick a bunch of colors you like. Give each color a job. You need a main, primary color, a a secondary color for things like buttons, a special accent color that really pops for your calls to action, and a neutral for your basic text and backgrounds. This little bit of structure, it's what makes your brand look cohesive and professional, not random. And never forget this. Your visual identity communicates who you are before a single word is ever read. People feel your brand through its colors and fonts long before they read your mission statement. It's an instant, gut-level connection. Okay, the brand is built. The identity is clear. Now what? Well, now it's time to plan your big launch and introduce it to the world. And a good launch isn't just about flipping a switch and hoping for the best. It's about making a strategic debut that builds real momentum from day one. And a huge part of that strategy is knowing the competitive landscape. Now, let's be clear. We're not looking at competitors so we can copy them. Heck, no. We're looking for the gaps. Where are they falling short? What customer needs aren't they meeting? That empty space, that's where your brand can shine. And to make sure your launch is smooth, you need to have your brand assets ready to go. Think of it as your toolkit. You'll need your primary and secondary logos, all your color codes, your font system, maybe some social media templates, and definitely a website. And the key to it all is a brand guidelines document. That's the playbook that makes sure everyone keeps your brand looking and sounding consistent. So let's take a step back. After going through these steps, what have you actually achieved? First and foremost, you have 100% brand clarity. No more guessing. You know exactly who you are and what you're all about. Next, you've got 100% audience understanding. You're not just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. You know exactly who you're talking to and what they need from you. And finally, you have 100% visual direction, a clear, defined aesthetic that takes all that internal strategy and turns it into a look and feel that connects with people instantly. Look at that! You've done the work. You've gone from a fuzzy idea to a solid, intentional, powerful foundation. Your brand blueprint is officially ready. So now there's only one question left to ask yourself. What are you going to build?